Okay folks, today I'm going to be tying up a small little piglet type shrimp and it'll be based on Calvin colours. So see, this is a nice little dropper kind of fly for this time of year. Okay, so I'm just going to add on some gold oval and this will work as the tag on the rib. So just a few more turns and then tuck that in underneath. Okay, and then I can actually double that back and that'll form my rib as well. Okay, so there's two parts of the tail here. First part is going to be some boar fibre. So this is very small and they're tip dyed, so they've actually got pink, orange and red, so Calvin colours. Rand Houston sells these on eBay. Okay, so I'm going to put these on. They're going to be probably about 1.5 to 2 times the length of the hook. There could be adjustments if needs be. Okay, and because they don't compress well under super glue, or don't compress well under thread, I'm going to add a bit of super glue on the wraps here as well. Okay. That'll dry in and give a very secure hold. Bit too much glue there. Okay, if you wanted, there's a bit of a difference to these anyway, but if you wanted, you could actually curve all these up. You can have them on different directions. It's entirely up to yourself. Some people have different preferences. Don't really know if it matters too much at this stage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a small hackle for the tail. So I'm going to take a little bit of magenta or pink. I'm just going to use one of the small hackles at the base. This is really just to give that rostrum effect. Okay, so I'm just going to break off the tip and create a V and tie into that V. Okay, I'm not actually even going to double that back because it should be grand. That's really still got a bit too dry. Okay, probably 2 or 3 turns this hackle. And then just tie that in. Trim off your excess. I know it looks a wee bit messy here, but it'll look fine. And then just start building up that shape as well. Anything going forward, don't worry, we can get that later on. But it's really just to get that splay at the head. Similar to if you were using a Francis, you would use the calf or the pheasant. Okay. Again, I'm just going to continue to build up that body a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to use some Calvin mix. So this is 20% lite brite, 20% lite brite, 80% seals fur. Okay, I'm going to start twisting that on the thread. And a few wraps going back to give me a good anchor. Okay. Then we'll just start winding that on. Give that shrimpy feel. So if you wanted, you could put a wee bit more wraps around the centre or even closer to the tail, and then a wee bit finer once you get closer to the head. Okay, and then we'll come up and we use our gold tinsel. This is where I should have put the tinsel on after the hackle, but we'll give it a go anyway. And for a fly this size, I'll probably only do 3 or 4. It's quite a small gold solar. A few more turns to secure and then bring everything going forward, backwards, just to neaten up that head. Okay. Then we just come in and trim off our excess. And then I'm going to use a wee bit of jungle cock. Put them side by side. A few turns first of all. You might need to make adjustments, totally fine. Okay, once you're happy with that there, use a wee bit more of super glue on your thread. Try not to overdo it. Then that will help secure that jungle cock so it won't slip off. Then we just trim off our excess. I'm trying to neaten things up a wee bit here too. Okay, so I want to use 2 hackles. As this small fly, probably only going to do 1 wrap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 2 hackles at the same time. So I've got hot orange here, and then I'm going to use a red badger as well. With the hot orange being a little bit longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the red badger on top of the hot orange. Okay, so the tips are aligned. The hot but the hot orange is below, and then I'm going to splay that out. Okay, then I'm going to break off both tips and expose a few fibres on both, and then tie that in at that break. Now there should still be a wee bit of tacky super glue, so I won't actually need my wax at this stage. Okay, and then I think going forward, just bring that back again. And I think I should do well to pull off that hackle. Okay, so again, just you've seen this all before probably, just start to train those fibres in, but having the stalks touching each other. Okay, and then I'm going to remove what I think will be the excess, and just do 1 turn of the combined hackle. At it this time. Okay, then come in with your thread. Bit messy, but we're grand. Trim off your excess. And then, as you can see, that was a bit messy, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring everything going forward, back. Making sure it's not all top and bottom. Some good splay of fibres, and then I can tie those back and at the same time build up my head for security. Okay. Then just going to get a finish tool. Do 4 or 5 turns, and that will finish off your Calvin Piglet. Definitely a fly worth trying at this time of the year, and feeders seem to be working really well this year. Most of the places that I'm fishing. Hope you found that useful, folks. As always, if you did, check out my other videos coming up on screen now. Thanks very much for watching. All the best.